What is going on, guys? Welcome to the start of the Barcelona rebuild in Football Manager 2023. Leave a thumbs up if you're excited for this. We'll explain the process of how we're going to do our rebuild series throughout the year. We did a few last year. We'll be a bit different with how we're going to play through them this year. We'll be less actually playing through it, more simulating through the seasons and at a quicker rate, and seeing all about that. But also, you may notice, if you watch my Newcastle series and even my streams on Twitch, for whatever reason, my logos haven't got to working. I've played FM for years, so I know, the general processes of how to get that. And even I wanted to show you, because I didn't have Spanish, the La Liga kits downloaded or put into the file for FM23. Of course, you have to download new ones for the new year. I was kind of going to show you that the kits have been working and the badges haven't, to let you know I've been doing the correct process to add the graphics. And now we reload the skin, we should see the kits working and the logos not. I've got the logos in the file, literally copied over from FM22. So they're the same in terms of the content. Just got to let it process. And ta-da. Kit's updated, logo's not. Look at that, Barca sponsor, new kit. So, I think that, it proves something. And we are on the beta. I've said early on that, sometimes things might go even smoother on the beta without adding too much graphics. So, I like to think on the full game, things will sort itself out if you wonder about the logos. But all these messages, just preliminary stuff at the start of a new save. I wanted to give just a review of the start of this first season before we make the transfers. Take a look at maybe the highest potentials. Gavi is definitely, they got a few. But Gavi, he's incredible young midfielder with a whole lot to grow. So in terms of this being a real rebuild, like Alejandro Balde up there as well, great potential. Like, these are the young guys that is going to be a staple of it. Like Pedri, their guys are already at the team, and it's going to be very exciting to see how they progress. And that's what I mean. Like Fati, these guys, 5 or 6 seasons, they're going to be at their best. Like, they're still pretty decent already. So and guys like Ronald, centre back, he looks really, really good. And he's already, he's 23. He's definitely good enough for the first team, but he's got room for improvement. But the interesting thing is, Gerard Piqué, Busquets, Lewandowski, he's recently joined. He's going to be, along with those guys, but he was a capture that should help the team survive. No, I don't want to say survive. Like, the team's clearly still got quality players, but still perform while the young guys are progressing in their game. So that's what we really mean by that. You still got Memphis Depay. It's a pretty good. It's a pretty good squad. Good depth to it. Some other guys out on loan as well. Like Nico, it's another 5-star midfielder. It's a very, very exciting team. That's just in the first team. Like, I thought, when they signed Ferran Torres as well, I thought he was decent at Man City when he got the chance to actually play. He's got some traits there as well. He's not a bad player. Will be interesting to see, how we set up. But, how we are going to go with this rebuild is we are going to make our transfers. That's what we'll go into next. We'll show you guys the moves we make into the first season. We'll see what the budget is. Oh, that would normally be the situation. So that's why, obviously, Barca has got financial issues, the debt. Like, what's that? About 30 million in debt at the moment. That's something to correct. Like, right now, we were just going to see the financial situation to make the... Like, you can't even adjust the budget as well. So, okay, in normal cases, with most teams that aren't in debt, the first episode, I will, make some initial transfers to the first team for the first season. But first season, no transfers, at least maybe in January, if there is enough wage going to be available, if it stays around that, 15K and available wage budget, might need to preference actually. The key thing is probably keeping players. The good thing is there's not a whole lot running out of contract. There's Busquets, might not even renew. Bellerin, you probably think he's got quality to at least sell. He probably wants to be, probably try and replace him. So, yeah, there could be situations like that. He could be someone to try and get rid of. But, yeah, we just got to see how it all plays out. Memphis probably wants to renew. You might as well check if players are, yes, Memphis, trigger. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, we can do that for now to kind of not worry about renewing his contract. Sergio Roberto is 30 years old, but again, he's good enough to keep around, doesn't have a trigger extension for that. Gerard Piqué he's got a year on his contract. Marcos Alonso, which I think, again, a decent experience signing. He doesn't have a trigger. I think because definitely as a new signing, it would have made sense, but maybe he didn't have one in his deal. And then Pena, he's probably not that good. So, yeah, a few players there that we might consider with signing a contract. Sergio Busquets, he's still going to have that really good mental ability. Maybe wait till later in the season if he does get a new contract. But yeah, it's going to be a bit different than how we're going to do the general rebuilds. We are going to look to play a bit more. In around this period and make some signings, but it doesn't look like we really have the chance to with Barca. So we may go up until January because it's relevant here to see, will there be some money in January, a wage budget to approach the sign, and then round up the rest of the season. So we're going to do in essence, there's going to be one season, one episode. And I thought I will do it in this style for the rebuilds in FM23. So hopefully you enjoy that. Get your comments in as well, just your general thoughts of how the first season plays out. But let's continue up till there. So guys, we went the rest of the season. And better than anticipated, 99 points. Plus 81 goal difference. I think I'm actually going to make a separate, a video on my tactics, because I've used these tactics in my Newcastle series as well. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. And been performing pretty well at the current point of time, top of the league. Obviously, still a lot of more season. A lot of the season to play out. But Lewandowski, 47 goals, going through, seeing him score. Look at 47 in 33 league starts. In the Copa del Rey, he got 8 in 6 starts, and he was just very, very impressive. Excellent. so happy with his output this season. So, and we'll get into something else. But I was going to talk about Erling Haaland. So many people talking about him, probably a different conversation because he's younger, and Lewandowski, for a season, he's expected to go down, but he's got 20 natural fitness. He's not someone to talk about, in terms of someone to sign, really. But if at Barca, what I touched on, we may not be making so many signings, not in the first season anyway, and we got to talk about the debt. It may have even gone the opposite way, regardless of doing well. But I think that's really significant, and the average rating dominated. Don't forget Mariba. He is an absolute amazing player. Unfortunately, Barcelona got rid of him. And he would be amazing to still have at the club. It's just another talent, but you got to think how many midfield talents can fit in. I don't think our best 11, we're still going to have a strong midfield. So, you see it either way. But champions, incredible. I didn't see the team being this strong personally. But we'll just go, we knew because we addressed it. We said there is good quality, the experience to make up for the younger talents, or kind of they're not bad, saying make up for them, but it's more, not even necessarily we would have a good season, but it's more the fact of letting them develop and become those amazing wonder kids that they are, or from wonder kids to key players, star players. Look, 113 goals. Sure, we conceded a bit more than Real Madrid, but they were nowhere near our goals for, and you can see that in the difference, in the goal difference. We were plus 81, they were plus 53. So yeah, we're gonna get more. I'll do a separate tactics video because I felt like as good as this season was, I think it's pretty notable for something like that because pretty good stats I'd say. And overall, if we go into the squad. Because here we're going to talk about what are we going to do with the squad from here, who got new contracts, and that kind of stuff. But average rating, no surprise, Lewandowski, 64 goals, 7.81, really quality. And you would think that is the best. Like wait, we'll go to the schedule right now. We'll go to the schedule, and you saw a bit of a Champions League run, and where did it end? It ended 3-1 against Liverpool in the Champions League final. Like, it wasn't even... I don't want to say it wasn't close. Like, you look at the stats say it's close, and look at all that, like, yellow cards on both sides. But Liverpool with a lot early, our tactics, it's big about frustrating the opponents with having our own hard tackling game, and in turn the opponents a lot of the time do get more fouls, or the fouls are pretty even at the end of the day, but the fact they had more yellows increases their chances of getting sending offs, even though they didn't have one, just yellows there. But that was such a tense game. But again, on the score sheet, it was 3-1. Looked comfortable. We had a lot more on target, so it was surprising they had a slightly higher XG. We felt comfortable. We felt comfortable in that game. And I generally, at the start of a new game, we'll add the goal scorers. They'll be somewhere. There you go. Adjust on the fly. There we go. So you can see more in other games, but you can see, look at that. Frankie de Jong, 12th minute, and then Pedri. Like, we went bang. We started well, then sure, Diaz brought it back to 2-1, but then, Frank Kessie really finished things off in the 73rd minute. He was pretty consistent this season, 9 goals for a midfielder with, I say, more of a defensive mindset, but he can get forward. He can be a ball-winning type or box-to-box, so tactics can be a bit on the fly. So overall here, relatively, like a standard 4-3-3. Again, we're going to get more into the details, but like I said, we essentially get every single player in their individual instructions to tackle harder. I will make a separate individual tactics video so you guys can really so we can focus on that a bit more, and we can go into more details about the tactics. But I just thought we really will have to do that because there's a lot. I think there's a lot to be said about this season. I think maybe you guys can get up in the comments. Is this not like this not expected, is it? Like, I think if you go by the ability, we have a strong team. Like Lewandowski, we know he's a great striker. Is he 64 goals in 52 starts? Good striker? Like Erling Haaland pace in FM23? Is he that? Oh, it's amazing. And then we take a look at our assists as well. Ansu Fati with 20 goals. Very, very respectable. Another great talent for the future. But as I said, within the rebuild aspect of this, we'll get into some different focuses. In terms of our transfer budget, just under 30 million. We hadn't sold anyone. Like I said, with the build up, with the balance, there's obviously something in place where there's going to be losing money continuously and a lack of money coming in. Just the expenditure. Look at the income this month was 57 mil at the end of the season, and that's kind of leveling it out. But if we go expenditure, just example, if you go last month, it's 52, and then income 28. So that's quite incredible losses consistently. And if you go the most in terms of that, the income, prize. Let's see, still prize money there for last month. You go expenditure. There's admittedly a lot on majority. It's actually on bonuses, but if you go this season, player wages, bonuses, maybe if we compare to income for the whole season, sponsorship is there, prize money, TV revenue. So let me know the intricate details with Barca, and maybe it's something we can focus on like in the save right now, because how are we going to turn this around? That's going to be it, because right now, definitely over 100 million in debt. And this season it's gone crazy. I remember when it was like negative 30, and then it's just gone down like by 100 million more negative. So that's, absolutely insane. And then again, on the squad, we didn't, because of that, we, again, 650K available wage budget. So they put money in, but I'm like, I'm not going to be wanting to splash money. There might need to be a takeover. Generally, that happens, like a board, they put money into the club. Like, that needs to happen before we make any signings. So for this rebuild, as I said at the start, it's going to be more of the focus of these youngsters, these high potential guys, their progress throughout the season. Gavi, like, look at him. Look at those mentals. Look at those arrows going up. Like, that anticipation, vision, those ones, they would have gone up more recently directly. That's the difference between those ones and those. They've actually pushed up finally to the next number. But anyway, with so many talents, a couple injuries, 5 to 7 weeks for Pedri, which is a little disappointing, but he had a long season. He played a lot of games, 31 games in the La Liga there, so you got to be happy with the amount of games he got in. And then Alejandro Balde, he actually didn't play too much, got a bad injury there, knee ligaments, and you know how the knee ligaments tend to go. But he's almost back from that now. The good thing was, it's hard to, he won't think it's good at all, but from our point of view, he did not really, we didn't feel the loss of him because he's not a key player, but in the future, he looks very much likely. But what could be the case, and Sergio Roberto, we didn't renew his contract. I'll show you these guys that I didn't renew. No, he actually didn't want to. And one of the things I like this year, you discuss the new contract with the agent, and then you go into the negotiations, and you get an idea what they want. Opposed to last time, it's I just like how the negotiations are this year for contracts. To be honest, 100K for Marcus Alonso, he's going to move on. That's something to free up 32. I don't think we need him for another season, and we kind of used him in that way. You can sense 5 starts, 18 off the bench. Definitely not our starter. You see Jordi Alba started 30 games. He's almost getting to that point. The next season, he's going to be running out of contract, so he's going to be in the same boat. He's hard to sell being on that wage, so he's probably, and his value isn't crazy, so that's somewhere I say we need to rebuild. We've got a player exactly that we've just been talking about, so he's going to really slot in well, Alejandro Balde, but he's going to be a very attacking fullback, not overly defensive. And then who else have we got? Alvaro Nunes, not really a relevant player. He was by default in the first team, but you see we didn't really use him a lot. And that was basically it. Everyone else who needed a new deal would have got renewed. There wasn't too many more, but overall, look at the squad. And if we go to squad planner, hey, might as well go to the squad planner, and we can see our relative positions here. Lewandowski, who's going to come in to replace him? That's going to be a question. Ansu Fati, I like him more out wide. So if our balance gets sorted out, I've got some transfer budget there, a striker signing like Memphis, maybe we get into the point where we try and sell someone else. There's going to be that, Memphis is wanted. Man City, PSG, but the problem is we still lost money a lot. So I've had these cases in saves before, and you can sell a guy for get 50 million, that's good. But if you're going to still be bleeding money, but at the same time, if you've got guys like Lewandowski, I want to be able to succeed probably without having players on 300K. So the question is, can you do that? And he definitely reaped the rewards, or we reaped the rewards, I guess you can say, but we still lost money, so it's really, really hard to say. Ansu Fati, excellent, but I'll just go on the positions. So you guys, obviously, I've already took in. We got a lot of Rafinha. didn't really start him a lot. Ansu Fati, he can play multiple positions, but yeah, Dembele played a lot of football, a bit more experience. Then we got our midfielders. De Jong has got some interest, but again, a real key player in the midfield there. Pedri, we talked about the midfielders. There's Gavi, who is wonder kid. Just take a look again. Talk about his development. He is very, very exciting. Someone we want to keep around. Frank Kessie. Interesting. Again, it's about he's had a pretty good season. We just talked about him that I was happy with his work, so I can't really talk too much bad on him. But it's all about managing the finances and how we're going to deal with that. So definitely taking your guys' suggestions. How would you really work on rebuilding the team from here? It's like rebuilding the quality with the finances in mind. So very interesting. Sergio Busquets. Just one more season in him, I think, and he's very good as a mentor as well. Like those mental attributes, absolutely crazy. He did play 32 games this season, and he wasn't out of touch. He didn't feel out of touch. So I'll see how he goes next season. But having him in training and developing the younger guys, in like the DMs, Gavi can be DM or centre mid. He's a great mentor for him, and a few other central mid types. And I said we got Balde, but what happens? He gets injured like that. He's not ready next season. I don't like. We're going to let Alonso go. So I think we definitely need a signing, and I don't want to spend. We might need to spend majority of our budget on a left back because Alonso's going out, and Jordi Alba, he's going to be another year older, and he's definitely getting on there. I like we got Araujo and Koundé, 24 years old. Both are, and they can be our starters, really. Andreas Christensen isn't the worst backup, so for me, centre-backs is not where we immediately need to address. It might be good to get one more young talent coming through. Gerard Piqué, once more, another year in him, similar to Busquets. We didn't really play him. I thought, use him as training, and he's been pretty happy. But using him as a training and mentor benefit. And they kind of pile on top of each other. They go together, like him and Busquets. It's not just one guy mentoring everyone. You got a couple, really experienced players there. That's the same position right there. Then right backs, Hector Bellerin, he's a tricky one. We sorted out a new contract for him, so we didn't let him go or let his contract run out. We were actually able to lower his wage. If you see, I think it was like it was high in the high 70s. It was almost 80K. That increases the chance of being able to sell him, getting his wage lower, so it doesn't scare off some other players, other teams to sign him as a player, I should say. I always like to save what I say. So I said player. But anyway, goalkeepers. Ter Stegen for now. Don't really want to talk too much about goalkeepers. We might need to keep it in mind that we need someone coming through. But I think I say the ultimate success. Got to be careful there. Got the ultimate success. Guys, it's for me now. It's more about sorting out the financials. We won the La Liga with 99 points, and we won the Champions League. Where are we? We got La Liga, Copa del Rey. Why are we not? Why doesn't it show it? Something strange there. Like I said, we are on the beta, but can we see that in the expectations? Challenge. Reserving judgment. We want. So, keep that in mind. Maybe something needs to trigger because it was recently achieved, but So there you can see 3-1, and then it talks about scheduling there. Anyway, we're recorded as the holders, so no worries. No worries there beating Liverpool 3-1. Regardless, in terms of the success, that was there, even if it appears a bit buggy, I think. But anyway, one more thing. We did have a youth intake as well. Where do we go? We go to the youth candidates. Here we are. We show the guys that we did sign. I didn't want to sign too many, and even some were a bit lucky to get contracts, I feel, especially doing this kind of save. I I say only want to sign the very best. A few of these guys, they're nothing too crazy, but I didn't just want to sign these two up. I just thought we'd get a few more because they were still the same current ability. You never know their development. So Oscar, who is a centre back, really, really impressive. I don't know if Gerard Piqué is going to be around long enough to help him with his total development, but overall, I see some weaknesses in him, but he's a promising centre-back, high potential. That rating's pretty good. But then Burama Drabo as another midfielder, high potential. He's 5-star. And he looks pretty impressive. Work rate of 16, very handy. Determination 12 is okay. It's not poor, but it's not amazing. It's acceptable. I did want to show you guys the youth intake players, so respectable, but like Barcelona with La Masia, their youth academy, you're always going to get some good talents through. So as I said, this first season was pretty notable, and I was going to touch on, normally we like to do the rebuild, how many seasons, definitely you want to win the league, but Champions League is the ultimate, but that just happened in the first season. So let me know up in the comments what you guys want to see from now in the coming seasons, because I think we had success, which is amazing. But I think now is when we can come to an end of a season and we're not in the red like that, and that's going to be more than that judgment. End of the season not be in the red, where it's obvious where, it says profit loss for the season 62 mil, but we had a loss as well. We were in the red. So that's in a terrible position regardless. But anyway, I think that's when we will complete this Barcelona rebuild. It will be in a different way to other teams. Making them we move on and we know when they're not going to have financial issues and kind of getting them back how they used to be. So let us know what you think to do from here, because the success-wise, it was kind of an OP season, to be honest. But let's get to this 100 likes. Can we get 100 likes on this video? And I'll get that video up, more focusing on the tactics, going through all the instructions and that. And it's so early in FM23, but I've kind of adapted a style that I used in FM22 that was pretty good, and that I used in different formations, but it's really the center of the tactic. You change your formation around to suit your players and player roles and all that. But hopefully you enjoyed this episode. As I said, 100 likes also to get another season done of this, and the tactic video, because I think people might want to be seeing how this team plays and how the tactic plays more specifically, and the intricate instructions and whatnot. But hopefully you enjoyed the video today. I greatly appreciate you guys spending your time watching the videos I create. So I also do streams on Twitch if you want to just see extra and more of me and excellent FM playing. Trust me, it's not always the case, that's for sure. But we had a pretty good first season here. Hopefully we continue to see that and improvement in the finances. See you in the next video.